Yeah, it's taking jobs, but it's worth it. That explosive declaration from Andy Roddick has just sent shockwaves through the tennis world, and it marks a pivotal turning point in how we think about doubles competition, especially mixed doubles, at one of the most prestigious tennis tournaments on the planet, the US Open. $1 million purse is on the line, single stars are flocking to this new format in droves, and the debate is raging among players, fans, and reporters alike. Today, we're going to delve deep into exactly what this all means, why it's causing such an uproar, and how it might change the course of professional tennis tournaments for years to come. From the outside looking in, one might wonder why this sudden initiative is so controversial. After all, bringing in top-ranked singles players like Aryna Sabalenka, Grigor Dimitrov, Carlos Alcaraz, and Emma Raducanu to a mixed doubles format should, in theory, generate more excitement around the event. But scratch the surface, and you'll find a community of specialized doubles players who are reeling from being left out of the draw. Could it be that in trying to build the appeal of mixed doubles to a new level, we're shutting out the very athletes who devoted their entire careers to this side of the sport? In this in-depth look, we'll ask the tough questions. Is the high-stakes, star-laden approach truly the best way to mainstream doubles in tennis culture? Will the absence of doubles specialists ultimately undermine the quality of the event? Is $1 million prize simply too tantalizing a carrot to dangle, ensuring that the biggest names overshadow their less famous counterparts? Or is this just what tennis needs to spike interest in doubles? We'll uncover the behind-the-scenes discussions that brought us here, analyze Roddick's passionate defense of the new approach, and examine how fans, sponsors, and networks like ESPN are reacting. Along the way, stay tuned for key insights on how this might shift the balance of power within tennis circles. Now, sit back as we chart the path from initial idea to full-blown controversy, revealing the surprises and motivations that have catapulted this new format into the limelight. Let's begin with the central point of tension. Doubles aficionados have long felt that their game is overshadowed by singles, the global superstar stage that draws the masses. Tournaments have historically given more media coverage to singles, sometimes relegating doubles to outer courts and fewer highlights. This new US Open twist, ironically, promises to give doubles a bigger spotlight, just not to the doubles veterans. Instead, we're seeing a potential dream list of pairings: Carlos Alcaraz with Emma Raducanu, Jannik Sinner with Emma Navarro, and, as rumored, Aryna Sabalenka with Grigor Dimitrov. Indeed, nearly the entire top 10 on both the men's and women's singles side is expected to participate in the mixed doubles event that rolls out in the week leading up to the official start of the US Open. In Roddick's view, this is a 12 out of 10 scenario, far beyond his initial expectations. Perhaps nobody saw it coming, that so many of the top singles players would be eager to commit time and energy to a doubles endeavor so close to the main event. But apparently, that $1 million prize for the winning team, coupled with the excitement of a primetime ESPN broadcast slot, has proven irresistible. The lure of seeing the biggest names in tennis converge on mixed doubles courts, presumably in front of packed stands and massive television audiences, is a surefire way to build buzz and ticket sales. Even casual tennis fans, so the logic goes, might tune in to watch new combos featuring the likes of Alcaraz, Raducanu, or Sinner, just for the novelty of seeing them in a different competitive context. Yet, that's where the conflict rears its head. For many, the question remains: what about the doubles specialists? Year after year, they fight to stay relevant in a world that pays them far less attention than it does the glitzy singles scene. They've honed their reflexes and telepathic teamwork to a level that often exceeds what many singles players can manage, simply because doubles demands a different skill set. But now, with so many big-name singles stars claiming the limited entries in this event, specialists find themselves on the outside looking in. According to official announcements, the Italians Andrea Vavasori and Sara Errani will be among the very few recognized doubles pros in the field, both having garnered accolades such as the Roland Garros mixed doubles title. There's also Taylor Townsend, albeit best known for both singles and doubles success, who pairs with Ben Shelton thanks to a wild card. Jasmine Paolini and Lorenzo Musetti round out another pair that's formed because of Paolini's singles ranking. The rest of the field is stacked with unstoppable single-power icons who want to dabble, and quite possibly dominate, in doubles for some extra hardware and a big check. This scenario might not be so surprising, given that many big names have historically dipped their toes into mixed doubles at marquee events like Wimbledon. However, the difference here is both scale and timing. Instead of happening organically as a side event, the new format is being promoted as a major highlight, featuring prime-time coverage with serious money involved. The US Open, known for embracing innovation and spectacle, has turned mixed doubles into a pre-tournament showcase that could reshape the entire 2 weeks of tennis. To understand the fervor among doubles diehards, we have to address the fundamental fear that once the crowd gets a taste of these star-powered doubles matches, no one will clamor to see the specialized pairings that have never quite captured the mainstream tennis audience's heart. It's almost as if the old guard is quietly asking, will we be replaced for good? Meanwhile, fans looking forward to seeing Serena Williams in 24, for instance, might wonder if she'd have chosen to come back and do a high-profile doubles cameo were this initiative around a few years earlier. Roddick, with typical candor, acknowledges that the new format and focus inevitably push out some doubles-centric players. He states, quite bluntly, "Yeah, it's taking jobs, but it's worth it." To him, the end goal of growing the game of doubles supersedes the immediate grievances. Properly showcasing doubles means featuring recognized single stars, capturing primetime slots, fueling social media hype, and delivering the kind of must-watch marquee matchups that get talked about long after the final ball is struck. In a sense, it's akin to a marketing overhaul. If you want the consumer to pay attention to a product, you need brand recognition. In tennis, brand recognition is built around the single superstars who regularly make headlines. That's why Carlos Alcaraz and Raducanu is a pairing that sparks fire in headlines. Before we examine the pros and cons further, here's a quick, friendly reminder. If you find these discussions about tennis format changes and controversies fascinating, don't forget to show your support. Leave a like or a thumbs up so we can keep bringing you more deep dives into the hidden corners of the tennis universe. Your engagement helps keep the conversation alive, and we appreciate it. So, the million-dollar question is, does the presence of top singles players actually improve the quality of the tennis we see in mixed doubles? The skeptics argue that specialists are simply better at doubles, thanks to steady training and a focus on net play, angles, and quick reflexes. Often, singles players stepping onto a doubles court might look uncertain about the strategic nuances, like the intricacies of poaching at the net or delivering well-placed lobs. On the other hand, there's no denying that the talent pool among the top singles ranks includes extremely versatile athletes. Carlos Alcaraz, though primarily a singles star, is known for his ability to move nimbly around the court, stepping into net positions with confidence and hitting crisp volleys. Raducanu, emergent star though she is, also has a natural aptitude for changing angles and redirecting pace, both assets in doubles. We can also recall that historically, some of the greatest singles players maintained formidable doubles records. Serena and Venus Williams come to mind. John McEnroe was a brilliant doubles player. Martina Navratilova's doubles dominance remains legendary. So, it's hardly inconceivable that these next-gen singles icons can adapt quickly and deliver mesmerizing doubles play on a major stage. In Roddick's view, that adaptation is exactly what it's going to take to market doubles at a higher level than ever before. His reasoning is that once fans see these household names, they might latch onto doubles for the first time, especially if the matches are broadcast in high-visibility time slots on ESPN, instead of being buried on second-tier courts. The week before the US Open main draw, when tennis hype is already ramping up in New York, could be perfect timing. Critics, however, warn that this approach might overshadow the idea that doubles is its own discipline. People who dedicated their careers to doubles, who wrote the manual on how to position themselves effectively, how to anticipate their partner's moves, how to read their opponent's reflexes, will not have the chance to show that mastery to a broad audience. Instead, you get a wave of casual watchers who tune in specifically to see brand-name singles stars, never truly understanding the art that specialized doubles can be. One can see both sides of the argument. The push to expand the audience for tennis has become increasingly important, with all sports feeling pressure to captivate fans and make headlines in a crowded entertainment market. Meanwhile, the tennis purists might argue that we risk diluting the very essence of doubles by focusing on star power over skill. Are we effectively telling specialized doubles professionals that no matter how excellent they are, they're not as attractive to sponsors and networks as a top singles competitor who just hopped into the doubles scene. Those of us watching from the sidelines might reflect on how the broader tennis world has periodically introduced new features to spice up the game. Think of the Fast Four format, the next generation ATP finals with their experimental rules, or mid-match coaching at certain tournaments. The question has always been, where is the line between genuine innovation and cheap gimmicks that might alienate certain core fan bases? The US Open, with its famously vibrant atmosphere and appetite for showbiz, may have found a formula that clicks with the modern sports consumer. The storyline is tantalizing. The biggest names in tennis come together in pairs we almost never see, vying for a spectacular prize in an event timed to build hype right before the flagship tournament. If it works, it may create a brand new tradition, forever altering the tennis landscape. If it fails, we might see it vanish just as quickly, leaving a novelty memory in its wake. But the wave of commentary from fans across social media reveals more complex layers. Some fans are ecstatic at the chance to watch an Alcaraz-Raducanu pairing. Others lament that local doubles heroes who have trained for years may not get a look in. Still others argue that the best approach is to find a balanced system. Could the US Open have created a bracket with half the spots for top singles players, half for recognized doubles specialists? That might have been a middle ground that offered star power without locking out the longtime doubles faithful. Of course, in the swirl of conversation, Roddick remains unwavering. He points out that if we're truly serious about growing the game, the phrase he says people use to defend doubles, this is probably the most effective way to do it. More eyes will tune in, more conversations will spark, and maybe more people will realize how exciting doubles can be. On paper, at least, the logic is hard to dispute. The biggest names do tend to bring the biggest crowds. Still, the question lingers. What if the specialized doubles players use their advanced synergy to overtake the star singles combos, handing them early upsets and deflating the hype? What if a wave of fans tunes in to see famous singles pros and instead sees them flounder under the barrage of specialized net rushes and cunning angles, courtesy of the few specialist pairs who made the cut? It's entirely possible. Fans who appreciate underdogs might even celebrate that scenario. Yet, the US Open might worry about the marketing blow if marquee names bow out too soon. Let's explore an intriguing scenario. Andrea Vavasori and Sara Errani, fresh off a recent mixed doubles success, might show the value of perfect teamwork that only specialists can deliver. Imagine them dethroning a star duo early in the competition. That would be a moment to stoke tension in the storyline. Indeed, it might even be the most interesting outcome from a spectator's point of view. Are we about to see David slay Goliath in a brand new sense? This drama is precisely why so many people are enthralled by the new format. It's not merely about glitzy matchups, it's about the friction between tradition and innovation, between star recognition and specialized art, between personal ambition and communal career pathways. That friction often yields the best narratives in sports, drawing fans, sponsorships, and fresh energy into the conversation. Which brings us to a central theme that resonates far beyond tennis. How do we handle evolution in a sport while respecting those who have built their careers on the older model? This particular debate has echoes in everything from soccer's introduction of video assistant referees to baseball's usage of pitch clocks. At some juncture, every sport must decide whether a revamp is required and how radical that revamp should be. Roddick's stance is that tennis doubles remains largely underexposed, and the best cure for that is a big injection of star power, glitz, and financial incentives. After reading up to this point, you might be wondering, are you on board with this transformation, or do you side with the anxious enthusiasts who fear it could alienate specialists? Let us know with a quick subscription or follow if you want to stay updated on how this story develops. Because trust us, the final chapter hasn't been written yet. The event is about to unfold in real time, and it's sure to be a roller coaster of drama and athletic brilliance. Let's also consider the potential ripple effects beyond the US Open. If this experiment proves successful, garnering strong viewership, booming ticket sales, increased sponsorship deals, other Grand Slams or major tournaments might follow suit. We can imagine an Australian Open or Wimbledon adopting a similarly star-studded approach to mixed doubles. And if that trend takes root, the entire face of professional doubles could morph in the coming years. Perhaps singles players will routinely set aside time, from their schedule or from training, to ensure they can compete in doubles. anticipating that the money and exposure is too good to resist. But that scenario might also prompt new kinds of contract negotiations, with agents stepping in to secure special deals for their high-profile clients. Will we see doubles endorsements? Will brand sponsors start running mixed doubles campaigns, fueling a new wave of tennis marketing? It's not far-fetched, especially if the public interest is high. On the flip side, we can't discount the possibility that after an initial burst of enthusiasm, the novelty might wear off. It's one thing to watch top players occasionally take a break from their singles focus. It's another for them to consistently invest the mental and physical energy required for doubles all season. Singles remain, for many top players, the ultimate measure of tennis greatness. So, might we see them treat this new US Open format as a short-term promotional opportunity, rather than a lasting shift in priorities? If that occurs, the old guard doubles specialists might be left in limbo, once again overshadowed, but without any lasting improvements to the prestige of doubles. Andy Roddick's reaction to early criticisms shows that he is well aware of potential pitfalls, but he's clearly staked out a position. Better to try something bold and give the public reason to talk about doubles than to let it remain in a sideshow category, overshadowed by the mainstream singles. Indeed, his own background as a top singles player might shape his perspective. In his prime, singles was obviously his main focus, but he has also never been shy about throwing opinions around that challenge tennis orthodoxy. And that's a big part of why people listen to him. He's a tall, brash American champion who delivered some of the sport's most memorable matches. If Roddick finds this approach thrilling, many fans might give it a chance simply because he's endorsing it so forcefully. Nevertheless, the real deciders will be the TV ratings, the live attendance, and the social media chatter that emerges when these matches get underway. Will we see the highlight reels featuring cunning net exchanges and booming overhead smashes from the likes of Sabalenka or Dimitrov? Or will these big stars demonstrate obvious inexperience with doubles positioning? Will it be an entertaining spectacle that has fans clamoring for more mixed doubles coverage throughout the entire tennis calendar? All told, there's a unique excitement in the air. The synergy of top players coming together for something new, especially leading into the intensity of the US Open main draw, has an undeniably electric feel. And that electricity might be exactly what doubles has needed for years, after a period where fan curiosity steadily waned. Does it come at a cost? For sure. Some specialists will be left out, adding tension and heartbreak. But that heartbreak just might intensify the competitive narrative, fueling the question of whether raw star quality can overshadow years of honed doubles experience. As we watch how events unfold, let's remember that tennis, like any professional sport, is not just about the matches themselves. It's about the stories, the personalities, and the compelling conflicts that keep fans on the edge of their seats. The US Open's new mixed doubles format, complete with hefty prize money and star-laden brackets, appears poised to deliver exactly that. The fact that it's controversial only sweetens its allure for casual viewers and dedicated fans alike, guaranteeing that more eyes than ever before might focus on what used to be a side attraction. When Andy Roddick proclaims that it's worth it to shift the traditional doubles ecosystem, you can sense the level of conviction behind his words. To him, the stats support the theory. In an age of shorter attention spans, you need that big bang of star power to draw any significant coverage. Perhaps part of him also wishes this format had existed during his heyday, offering thrilling new battles and bigger checks for players whose star quality extends beyond the singles sphere. Regardless, it's his rallying cry that's propelled the entire conversation into high gear, igniting discussions about fairness, marketing, and the fundamental shape of modern tennis competition. So, where does the discussion go from here? Ultimately, we stand on the precipice of something brand new. Even if it's not the first time top singles players have dabbled in doubles, it is arguably the first time an entire bracket is structured specifically to spotlight them on such a massive stage, with so many resources and so much hype to back it up. If it succeeds, we can expect a wave of hype-driven events in the near future, perhaps even expansions to men's and women's doubles draws that revolve around big names, rather than established doubles partnerships. If it fails, we might not see such an ambitious attempt anytime soon. Now it's up to you, dear tennis enthusiasts. How do you feel about the tension between new possibilities and old-school tradition? Are you intrigued by seeing Jannik Sinner, widely seen as one of the brightest young talents in men's singles, team up with Emma Navarro, forging a synergy that nobody previously imagined? Are you enamored by the possibility that Sara Errani and Andrea Vavasori, true doubles experts, might upset some of the famous names in spectacular fashion? One thing is certain, we will soon witness a flurry of net battles, overhead smashes, and drop volleys that stand to change how we think about the US Open and possibly doubles as a whole. Buckle up, because it's going to be a ride. A ride colored by bold experiments, fan buzz, media features, and strong opinions from tennis insiders. As the mixed doubles get underway, with an enormous prize on the line and ESPN's cameras rolling in prime time, the entire tennis world will watch, scrutinizing every overhead smash and cross-court volley to see if this grand experiment is indeed the future of the sport. And for many tennis romantics, the question remains whether we're forging a path that welcomes more fans into the world of doubles, or whether we're leaving behind the specialized maestros who have carried that banner for so long. No matter where you land on this momentous debate, the fact that it's generating such passion is in itself a testament to tennis's capacity for reinvention. People have been saying for years that tennis doesn't innovate, that the same old rules and formats might be holding back the sport's popularity. But here is something fresh and provocative, forcing everyone from top seeds to rank-and-file players to reevaluate their priorities. Indeed, the US Open's new mixed doubles format might be the impetus that catapults tennis doubles into the spotlight once and for all. So, will Andy Roddick's vision come to fruition? Will the assimilation of singles superstars inspire a new generation of doubles fans, bridging the gap between ephemeral hype and a sustainable model? Or will the cost, both literally and figuratively, be too high for doubles specialists, ultimately eroding the foundation of a discipline that thrives on subtlety, precision, and unity between partners? One thing is certain, all eyes will be on this event in the immediate lead-up to the US Open. And for once, mixed doubles won't be brushed aside as an overlooked footnote on the schedule. Indeed, if the hype is to be believed, it may well become the main attraction before the main attraction. Stay tuned, keep an eye on the bracket, and don't forget that if you love this kind of in-depth discussion, you can help us keep digging into the stories behind the scorelines by subscribing or following the channel. Your support makes it possible for us to spend time exploring the controversies and breakthroughs that matter in the world of tennis. This is only the beginning of the conversation, and we want you right here with us when the first serve is launched and the fireworks begin. Until then, let the debate rage on. And may the best pair, be they star singles pros or devoted doubles experts, walk away with that $1 million prize, brand new glory, and a place in tennis history.